Yvette, is Rick away on his business trip now?
Hi, Ingrid. Yeah, he just left an hour ago.
I see. This really is an unfortunate situation for you both. To think, my son would get sent 5 states away when you're this heavily pregnant. What was his boss thinking? Would it have killed him to have a little more consideration for your situation? This kind of thing shouldn't be allowed.
No kidding. It got decided right at the last minute, and apparently, by the way they pitched it to him, it sounded like he didn't have a choice. On the bright side, he should be back before the baby's born. I'm relieved by that at least. Every cloud.
If we'd have known he was going away on business at an earlier stage in the game, we could have done a home birth.
Yeah, sorry. And I can only apologize for troubling you with having to help out with looking after me while Rick's away. Sure, you might have already lived with us, but I know you like your peace and quiet. Not only am I heavily pregnant, but your share of the housework probably just went up too. I'm really sorry.
Don't pay it any mind, darling. It's fine. I feel a debt of gratitude to you for letting me stay here. A little housework here and there is the least I can do to say thanks.
I'll carry on doing what I can do. I won't leave it all to you. Maybe that will sound weird, but please don't be too considerate towards me.
Really? You mean that? Well, in that case, I'll stop holding back. Let me say something that's been on my mind for a little while now. I thought my son might get angry if I said this while he was around, so I've been holding my tongue. But I can't help but feel you should be making more of an effort to move around and be more active.
Oh, you think so? Sorry.
Yes. It's not like I'm condemning you or anything. I understand your situation. But to give birth to a baby, you need to be fit and healthy, right? How can you be fit and healthy lazing around on the sofa all day? I think you should start moving around more, and soon. Health and fitness has gone mainstream over the last few years, and pregnant women these days are getting a lot slimmer. You, on the other hand, Yvette, have ballooned to sizes previously unimaginable.
I guess I'm kinda on the large side. I'll be more mindful of it from now on.
I tell you what, I'm going to put you through your paces while Rick's not around. He'll barely recognize you when I'm done with you. I didn't maintain this incredible figure of mine into my 60s by mistake. And I think my expert guidance and endless wisdom could be just what you need to turn things around.
Please go easy on me. You know, now that you mention it, I've been feeling a lot less mobile lately, and I seem to get exhausted after barely doing anything. I'm not even sure I could touch my toes anymore.
Say no more. The key point here is that you need to burn any excess body weight, which means anything that isn't the baby. I know the perfect starting exercise. This should ease you into our new training regimen nicely. You're going to begin by cleaning the hallway floor.
Okay, do you want me to do it with a regular cloth?
You get the idea. I like it. That's how we used to do it in the good old days. You see, we didn't have any of these high-tech cleaning appliances that people are reliant on now. There's no finer way of burning calories than doing housework. It's fantastic exercise. If done properly, you'll work up quite the sweat.
Yeah, I think you're right. Okay, got it. First up, hallway floor scrubbing.
Be careful not to overdo it though, darling, okay? Going too quickly and tripping over would defeat the object of getting fitter and healthier, so watch your step. My son would be furious with me as well.
You're right, okay. Moderately paced floor scrubbing it is. All systems are go.
Everyone has bad posture from too much sitting and screen gazing these days, and it's said that floor scrubbing is excellent for pelvic realignment. There's no better housework for childbirth. Okay, darling, I'm heading out to buy a few things from the supermarket now, so you get to work, okay? Happy scrubbing!
Thanks, I'm gonna make this floor so squeaky clean you'll be able to eat your dinner off it. Drive safe. Hey Ingrid, you won't be home until late this evening today, right? I was thinking of heading out to the store to buy a few things. Was there anything you wanted?
Oh, you were? Would you mind going to Peep's Bargains over in the next town instead?
The next town? Sorry, I wasn't planning on taking the car. I thought a nice brisk walk would be a great addition to the exercise regime I've been doing. I was gonna go to the local supermarket.
The local supermarket? What a load of nonsense! Just walk! The extra steps you'll get in walking to the next town will blow your neighborhood stroll right out of the water.
Sure, but the next town isn't close by any means, and it'll take a long time to get there. In my current state, it'll take me at least 3 hours. By the time I've done my shopping and gotten home, it'll probably already be time for bed.
Exercise, exercise, exercise. Think of the exercise, Yvette. You might not be ready for any 500-meter sprints anytime soon, but there's no harm in a nice brisk walk for even a pregnant lady.
Sure, I can walk, and I can even walk briskly, but I have to draw the line at 6 hours. That's practically a hike.
Phew, listen to you, you drama queen. The youth of today, I tell you. Back in my day, we had to walk 8 hours to the nearest butcher every week, and you know what? We did it without complaining. Move, you big blubbery manatee.
What did you just call me?
Don't take it personally, dear. That's what we used to call fat, pregnant women back in the good old days. I'm only trying to motivate you. I'm not blaming you, dear. You're a product of the times. It's not your fault you grew up in an age of loose morals and lack of discipline. But you should know that raising children takes a lot of work at the best of times, and you'll find it a damn sight more difficult with the requisite stamina. It would be wise to get as fit and healthy as possible before the baby's born, rather than waiting until your hands are full with childcare when you don't have the time. Stamina, stamina, stamina.
I guess you're right. Okay, got it. Peeps Bargains it is.
Fantastic, that's my girl. The fruit and vegetables at Peeps Bargains are so cheap your jaw will hit the floor, so make sure you take a nice big backpack with you. I'd like you to get some onions, 3 cucumbers, some tomatoes, a pepper, some carrots, some bananas, and a nice big pumpkin. Oh, and we're running out of potatoes too, so pick up a bag of those while you're at it.
Whoa, that's a lot of stuff.
Think of it as weight training for giving big, firm hugs when the baby grows up. You have to be careful in case it's a girl, too. She'd be in trouble if she turned out to be a big, porky lardass like her mother. All of the women in our family are slim and petite. I'd feel so sorry for her if she looked like you.
Ingrid, my BMI was normal before I got pregnant.
Maybe so, but now you're the size of Africa. Which means less talking and more moving, manatee. You just don't get pregnant women who look like you these days. Aren't you concerned about how much you stand out? You should know better than anyone after seeing all the other moms-to-be at the gynecologist.
I'm 1 month out. What were you expecting? A catwalk model? Of course I'm gonna be huge. I do have a near fully grown baby in my belly, you know. I really don't think it can be helped.
Excuses, excuses, excuses. Less complaining and more moving. Go, go, go. I can't believe my own son is married to such a corpulent lard machine. I'm sure you're an embarrassment to him. He's just too nice to say anything. I'll tell you this for free. You'll live to regret it if you take him for granted. Don't think that just because you're carrying his child justifies being a porker. You're a woman before you're a wife and a mother, and you'd do well to remember that.
Right, understood.
Please don't get the wrong idea here, Yvette. I'm not saying any of these things to be mean or upset you. To the contrary, I'm telling you this because I care. But when it comes to exercise, it's important to have a goal, rather than just mindlessly walking around without any objective in mind. It's helpful to have a reason. In this case, shopping.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Let me reiterate, sweetie, I'm only doing this because I care. It might seem like I'm being strict on you now, but a day will come when you look back on this time and think, I have the best mother-in-law in the whole world. I want you to give birth to the healthiest baby boy there ever was. Anyway, enough idle chit-chat. You've got quite the walk ahead of you, so the sooner you get moving the better. Make sure you get back home in time to make us a nice, healthy, balanced supper with those fresh vegetables.
Got it, okay. I'm going. Wish me luck.
That reminds me. No eating or drinking on the way. You're so porky, fasting for a while would do you a lot of good. Who needs food when you're carrying around all that blubber? Make sure you get receipts for everything. I want proof you went. No slacking. Yvette, are you there? Why aren't you answering the phone? Is everything all right?
What do you want?
Is that any way to speak to your mother-in-law? Start responding to me properly. Who do you think you are, leaving my messages unread? That's disrespect, pure and simple. Back in my day, we got a cane for that kind of thing.
Now isn't a good time.
How could you possibly be so desperately busy you can't reply to your own mother-in-law? You're a heavily pregnant, stay-at-home housewife. All you do is laze around the house all day, so much you'd make a sloth jealous. Are you saying there's something more important than replying to me, your mother-in-law, the head of this house and matriarch of this family?
Wow, listen to the way you speak to her. So this is how you've been treating her this whole time?
Huh? Her? What the heck are you talking about? Start making sense, girl. Hey, Miss Porky, it's already supper time, you know. Hurry up and get your Lardass home. Oink, oink. How long can it take to walk to the freaking supermarket?
Who's Miss Porky?
It's the cute nickname I came up with for you. Oh, sorry. Did you prefer Big Blubbery Manatee?
You're a disgrace. My daughter won't ever be coming home again.
Excuse me? Your daughter? What are you talking about? Did you hit your head? Do you mean the baby?
Wrong. I mean Yvette. It's been a while, hasn't it, Ingrid? What a shame it is we're talking again under these circumstances. It's me, Vanessa, Yvette's mother.
Huh? Wait, what? Vanessa? This is Yvette's number. It says her name on my screen. You're not fooling anyone. I'd prefer if you didn't play childish pranks on me, Yvette. Don't you think you're getting a little too old for this? Hurry up and come home so you can cook my supper. I'm hungry.
Yvette was taken away in an ambulance after collapsing at the side of the road. She's sleeping in a hospital bed right now.
Yvette collapsed? Wait a sec. Is this actually Yvette's mother?
Yes. I'm happy to call you if you don't believe me.
No, that won't be necessary. So Yvette collapsed? I wonder what happened.
Exactly what I just told you. I think you know better than anyone why she did, don't you? She showed me your chat logs. You forced my heavily pregnant daughter to walk 3 hours to the supermarket in the blistering heat to buy your groceries.
Well, I didn't force her. Vanessa, I want you to know that Yvette agreed to go on that walk. I didn't force her to do anything. All I did was give her some advice because she said she wanted to slim down a little. Do you really think I'd make her do anything she didn't want to? What do you take me for?
I take you for exactly the kind of person in the message history I just went through. How many times did she tell you she didn't think this or that was a good idea because she was 1 month out from giving birth? Just a few days ago, she told you she didn't want to go to the supermarket because she wasn't feeling so good. In response to which you shamed and belittled her into going. How are you ever going to be the mother your baby deserves if you can't even walk to the store? That was your response, was it not? What the hell do you think you're playing at?
Vanessa, please just stop and think about this for a second. Me and you are from the same generation, so surely you of all people understand. Back in the good old days, women carried on doing the housework even when they were pregnant. Unlike the lazy good-for-nothing whippersnappers you see these days, we were always encouraged to exercise regularly right up until we went into labor.
I accept that a reasonable degree of moderate exercise is beneficial, even while pregnant. But everyone's body is different, and no 2 pregnancies are the same. There may well be women who can exercise until they give birth. But that doesn't mean you have the right to go prescribing grueling, one-size-fits-all exercise regimes to people who don't want to do them. People were encouraged to do all sorts of dangerous things in the name of health in the good old days because information was limited, and the world was rife with pseudoscience and superstition. But we don't live in your so-called good old days anymore. We live in a highly developed age of scientific and medical advancement. I put it to you that you knew full well that the ridiculous demands you were forcing upon my daughter were dangerous, but continued regardless because you wanted your own personal housemaid. Am I right?
It was never in my intention to foist anything on her, I swear. The only reason I suggested she do more exercise was because I care about her and want her to be as healthy as she could for the baby.
Obviously, I don't live with you, so I don't know exactly what this fitness regimen of yours looks like, actually. But I have seen your message history, and to me, this looks like nothing but you one-sidedly forcing her to do your bidding in the name of health, like some maniacal, despotic tyrant. Besides, what kind of decent human being in their right mind refers to their pregnant daughter-in-law as such horrendously rude and disrespectful things like Big Blubbery Manatee and Miss Porky?
No. I wasn't being serious when I said those things. Me and Yvette are always teasing each other. It was all said in good fun. That's just how we are together.
Something tells me that couldn't be further from the truth. From reading her messages, it seems like she was being extremely careful not to say anything that might rub you the wrong way. Even if, for argument's sake, I accept you weren't forcing her, who in their right mind asks a heavily pregnant woman to make a 6-hour round trip to the supermarket on foot? We'll never forget what you did.
Which hospital did Yvette get taken to? I want to visit her. I'll leave right now.
We'd rather you didn't. In fact, we'll go to any lengths to prevent you from exposing her and her baby to any more danger than you already have, which means keeping you as far away from her as possible. I'll be looking after my daughter from now on. You will never see Yvette again, and you can forget meeting your grandchild. The sooner you accept that, the better.
Yvette, I owe you an apology. I'm so sorry. Please respond, I'm begging you. I behaved despicably. I'm so sorry for everything I put you through. The more I think about it, the worse I feel.
Hi, Ingrid. It's been a while.
Yvette, is it really you this time? This isn't Vanessa, is it?
No, it's not my mom. It's really me.
I'm so pleased you and the baby are okay. My son would have been even angrier than he already is if anything bad happened to either of you. I was so worried.
I see. But you weren't worried about me or the baby, were you? You were worried about yourself? Your only concern was that everyone would find out about all the horrible stuff you put me through, wasn't it?
Yvette, please. Not you too. Don't be so cold. I'm genuinely, truly sorry from the bottom of my heart. Come on, sweetie. You know I've always been the kind to wear my heart on my sleeve and say exactly what's on my mind, for better or for worse. I understand that it could be argued that some of the advice I gave you was poor, but please understand that I never did any of it with malicious intentions. I only had your best interests at heart.
I see.
Please, will you make sure Rick and your mother understand that? I don't want everyone getting the wrong idea about me. Us living together had been going so well, after all. Neither of them would listen to a word I had to say. They've made up their minds about me, and there's nothing I can say or do to change that. That's why it's no exaggeration to say you're the only person I've got left to rely on. Please, Yvette, make them see this has all been one big misunderstanding, won't you? For me?
I'm so sorry, Ingrid, but I can't do that.
Why not? I thought me and you were getting along so well.
Did you really think that, though? Did you?
Yes, of course I did.
You seem to be forgetting that me and Rick didn't even want you to live with us in the first place. The only reason you got your way is because you used your spare key to sneak in with your things when the two of us were out.
Yvette, please. Maybe my entry was a little unorthodox, I admit it. But surely if you wanted me gone that badly, you would have said so? The fact that I've been staying with you so long must mean you approved.
No, we just gave up in the face of your relentless obstinacy. Exasperation and approval are two completely different things. Besides, you were as nice as pie when my husband was around, so as unwilling as he was at the first, he didn't see any pressing need to get rid of you. Things were different when it was just me and you, though, weren't they? You were horrible.
I was?
At the slightest hint of trouble, you berated me and compared me to other people who would obviously be so much better at doing whatever it was I happened to be doing. I'd never been spoken to with such venom until I met you.
If you thought so, why didn't you just tell me? If I'd have realized I was upsetting you, I would have changed my ways.
You're right, I should have. But I was so determined not to make things turn sour between us that I just kept my mouth shut and endured your abuse until my mind and body reached breaking point. I understand that was wrong of me now.
I'm sorry, I never meant to hurt you, Yvette.
If you said what you said without meaning to hurt me, you're genuinely scary. Because your bullying got about 1,000,000 times worse as soon as Rick went away on his business trip. If you genuinely never meant to hurt me, does that mean you were bullying me without even being conscious of it? If so, you need to go and get your head checked out, because you're disturbed. Are you seriously claiming you didn't realize what you were doing?
I was just worried about you. Everything I did out of love for you and the baby.
Whoa, you did? Okay, I understand now.
Yes! You finally get it? I'm so pleased to hear you say that, sweetie. Thank you. You're the kindest person I've ever met, Yvette. Thank you for understanding why I did what I did. I always knew you'd see sense. If anyone had what it took to be thoughtful and considerate enough to get through this like a mature adult, it was you.
Wrong, you seem confused. When I say I understand, I mean I understand that allowing you to continue living with us is no longer an option. Besides, what hope for rehabilitation is there for someone who viciously bullies others completely with no awareness of what they're doing? That's terrifying, and me and Rick aren't prepared to live with someone capable of that. That's why you won't be staying with us anymore.
No, wait! Please! If you kick me out, I won't have anywhere else to go!
That's not my problem. Clean up your own mess. You're a mature adult after all, right?
I did have my husband's inheritance, but it's almost all gone now.
Which means there's a little bit left. Great, use it to rent a room and work on getting your life together from there. Obviously, you'll have your work cut out for you, and things will most likely be rough for a while. You're probably gonna have to find a job and actually work for a change too.
Yvette, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Wait a second, what exactly are you apologizing for? I thought you never meant to hurt me.
Okay, fine. Maybe I did know I was being a little hard on you. But I really mean it when I say just a little. I just wanted to keep you sharp so you'd be in tip-top condition by the time the baby was born, that's all. I didn't believe for 1 second it'd lead you to collapsing by the roadside.
Does that mean you were aware you were bullying me?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'll never do anything like that again.
That's all I wanted to hear, thank you.
Does this mean you forgive me?
Like hell it does. To the contrary, it means we have absolutely no regrets about kicking you out on the streets now. Because now we know that you knew exactly what you were doing when you forced me to walk all those hours to the store and when you hurled abuse at me. It means that now we can cut you out of our lives without a moment's hesitation, as quickly as we toss a maggot-ridden apple in the trash.
Yvette, no! Please don't do this. Please, I'm sorry. Surely you accept I was nice to you most of the time? I didn't do anything horrible until Rick went away on business. I can be like that again. No, even kinder. I swear I'll be the best mother-in-law there ever was. Please just give me one more chance.
You think apologizing is going to make up for what you did?
What would you have me do? Other than this recent regrettable episode, I was always nice to you, wasn't I? I always smiled, asked how you were, helped you around the house. Can't you see how remorseful I am? Please reconsider. Please find it in your heart to forgive me and give me one more chance.
I have a feeling this whole thing has taught me a little bit about what it means to be a mother. I now know that I have to be more assertive to protect my baby and not do whatever other people tell me to just maintain the shallow facade of a healthy relationship. Me, Rick, and the baby are all fine without you, so please leave us alone. We don't need your bullying, and we don't need your advice, and we don't need you. The only thing we need you to do is to disappear into a cold, dark place where you can never hurt anyone ever again, and stay there forever. After terminating the shared living arrangement with my mother-in-law, I gave birth to a healthy baby girl and moved back in with my parents. Ingrid tried desperately to convince us not to give her the boot, but neither me, my husband Rick, or my mom had forgiven her, and we never will. Eventually, she gave up and left. I heard she moved into an apartment in our neighborhood after that. I have no idea how she'll get by on her own from here on out, but to be honest, I don't care. Me and my husband have zero intention of helping her no matter how dire her situation gets. Not only did she use dirty underhanded tricks to worm her way into our house, but she actually had the nerve to launch a vicious bullying campaign against me as thanks for our kindness. Astonished isn't the word. We begrudgingly acquiesced at the time because she didn't have anywhere else to go, and we had a little sympathy for her. Now, we feel nothing. I'm praying with every fiber of my being she stays the hell away from me and my daughter, now and forever. Not long after giving birth and staying at my parents' place for a little while, me and my daughter Holly moved into a new apartment Rick bought for all of us. Life as a new mom with my kind, caring husband and unbearably cute daughter can be surprisingly hectic and demanding at times, but it's built on a strong foundation of love and warmth, and I'm the happiest I've ever been. I feel nothing but gratitude towards Rick and my mom, who rushed to the rescue as soon as they heard I'd collapsed. Not to mention all of our amazing friends and relatives who showered us with gifts and well wishes when Holly was born. I'm moved to tears when I think of how lucky I am to be surrounded by such amazing, kind people, and I intend on returning the favor and letting them know they're appreciated. Most importantly, I'll never expose my daughter to danger like that ever again. At that time, I thought I could endure it, but I understand now that I was doing it so bad for her. I've never considered myself a strong-willed person, but I hereby make a vow to change for the sake of my daughter. I'll never let anyone push me around like that ever again. My days of putting up with stuff I don't have to put up with from people who have no right to treat me that way are long behind me. I'm moving towards the future with a smile on my face and a sworn duty to my family in my heart. I want to be strong, self-confident, and dependable as my hero, who happens to be a certain special someone in my life. Yep, I'm talking about you, Mom.
Naomi, you know about the family get-together that's happening next week? Being my daughter-in-law, you are expected to come early in the morning to help prepare everything.
Hi, Kathy. Yes, of course I remember. And yes, I am planning to go there early.
All our relatives are coming too, so make sure to be on your best behavior. Oh, and don't forget to arrange the catering for everyone's lunch.
Okay, I will make sure to do that. Should I just order from the same caterer as well?
Yeah, that should be fine. Oh, but please don't forget to order something healthy for my daughter, Rebecca. You know how she's pregnant with her second baby. Ever since Tom got her pregnant, apparently she can't eat any oily foods.
Oh, I see. Okay, I will order something separately for her then.
Speaking of babies, Rebecca is already going to be a mother of 2. How is it possible that you still don't have any children yet? You realize that you are in your mid-30s already, right? What are you doing wrong?
I'm not sure. We are trying our best.
Doing your best doesn't mean anything if the results aren't following. Well, you are infertile to begin with. I guess it's just a waste of my time to expect anything from my daughter-in-law.
I'm so sorry.
Anyways, I heard that I'm finally getting a grandson. So at least I don't have to worry about the heir to our family name anymore.
Oh, I guess you guys found out about the sex of the baby already?
Yes, that's right. So now Tom and Rebecca are going to have a boy along with their daughter Lydia. She always gives me what I wish for. What an amazing daughter Rebecca is. Even my granddaughter Lydia, she won the piano contest just the other day. Isn't she amazing as well?
Wow, that is amazing. Congratulations.
She's only 8 and already that talented. I can't wait to see how she turns out in the future.
Yeah, and she's very smart too. She's going to have many doors open to her.
I'm sure that's going to be the case. Just as I would expect from my granddaughter. I hope my grandson is going to be just as talented, if not more. Oh, that reminds me. I have a favor to ask of you when Rebecca goes into labor.
Oh, what is it?
Once it becomes close to her due date, she'll be coming here to stay with us. So we need you to take care of Lydia during that time. Is that all right? Her dad is too busy for work and won't be around for her. So I think it would be best for her overall if you took care of her.
If that's the case, of course. My husband and I can take care of Lydia.
Thanks, that'd be great. Well, I guess that's the least you could do, considering you can't even give us any grandchildren. At least this way, you get to experience how it feels to be a mother.
Right. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to experience that.
Lydia has a very tight schedule with all the different lessons she's taking. So you're going to have to stick to the schedule to the minute and support her properly. She's probably going to stay with you guys for about 3 months. Make sure she keeps up with her good grades in school as well.
I understand. We'll do our best.
Anyways, it's still a ways away, so we can talk about more details when the date gets closer. Let's continue thinking about next week's get-together first. Naomi, have you heard about Lydia?
Do you mean about her illness? I heard that she has to be admitted to the hospital again.
Yes, that's right. It's been 6 months since she was diagnosed with this illness. But she doesn't seem to get any better, no matter how many times she goes through surgery. And now her doctor told us that she may not even live long enough to become an adult.
That's horrible. But she was so energetic when I saw her last.
We even did a thorough newborn screening test when Lydia was a baby. I can't believe this is all happening after all these years. To think of how much money we have wasted on her so far. I guess medical care really hasn't progressed that much.
Well, the most important thing now is for Lydia to get as healthy as possible, right? I will go visit her at the hospital sometime soon.
About that, there's something I wanted to talk to you about. You are taking care of Lydia from now on.
What?
Rebecca has her hands full with her second baby right now. And she's all burnt out from going through childbirth and having to deal with Lydia's illness at the same time. That's why we decided to let Lydia go.
What? What do you mean by letting her go?
I'm saying you can take that defective child off my daughter's hands and keep her as your own.
Hold on. Lydia is a living human being. You can't talk about her like she's a thing you can easily hand out. And there's no way her mom would ever agree with such a thing.
Actually, she told me that she doesn't want to keep a child with so many problems. She says she doesn't want to keep raising a child if she's not going to live long anyways.
What's wrong with you guys? Did you even consider Lydia's feelings at all?
Lydia is only 9. It's not going to take her very long to forget about her birth parents. And I don't think she'll live much longer anyways.
Even then, how could you do this to her? Giving up on her like this just because she's sick.
That's why we are saying you can have her. I don't think it's a bad deal for anybody. My daughter will be released from all the stress and inconvenience. And for you, you finally get to be a mother.
I can't do this while completely ignoring Lydia's feelings. I'm sure she wants to stay with her mom and dad. Even when she stayed with us for a while, she was studying really hard to make her parents proud. And this is how she's treated after all that?
Why don't you take her then if you feel so strongly about her? Isn't this a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for a barren woman like you?
Are Rebecca and Tom both really serious about letting Lydia go?
Yeah. Tom also agrees that they are okay as long as they have their son. To be honest with you, Rebecca isn't really paying much attention to Lydia anymore anyways, lol.
I'm sorry. I can't give you an answer on this one way or the other right now. I need some time to think about all this. I need to take this back and talk about it with my husband as well.
That's fine. If you guys aren't interested in taking her, we can always send her to an orphanage. Make your decision soon. Continuing to care for and maintain a sick child isn't free for us, you know.
I'm sorry for causing you so much trouble, Auntie Naomi.
Oh, hi Lydia. What do you mean? You know about what's happening?
Yeah. Well, it involves me, so...
Right. You must be heartbroken by all this.
It's okay. Everyone keeps telling me that they love my brother more, and that I'm just causing them trouble.
That's not true at all. I know how diligent you have been every day.
You and Uncle are the only ones who's been nice to me this whole time. Even when I was in the hospital. I was so happy when you guys visited me there.
Lydia, can you tell me how you really feel about all this?
How I feel?
Yes, because that's the most important thing here. I would like to know what's going on through your mind.
Can I come and be your daughter?
Are you sure that's what you really want?
Mom and Grandma both tell me that they don't want me anymore. I want them to love me, but I know that's not happening, so I don't want to keep feeling this way anymore.
Okay, if that's what you want, I'll come now to pick you up.
Are you sure? I'm not gonna be a bother for the two of you?
You've never been any bother to us. We have always thought fondly of you and enjoy having you around.
I'm not sure about that. All I do is cause everyone lots of trouble by being sick. And because I won't live long enough to be a grown-up.
You don't know that. Even if that's what the doctors say right now. Someone could come up with a cure tomorrow. Nobody knows what the future holds. Lydia, we will always be with you from now on. We can fight your illness together as a family.
Yeah. Thank you, Auntie Naomi. I'm so sorry.
Don't be sorry. I'm going to talk to your mom about how I'm coming to pick you up now. So wait for me there. You don't need to worry about anything anymore.
Hey, Naomi, it's been a long time. It's been 10 years since you guys cut us off completely. But you have to hear me out about something. I will even consider taking it to court if I don't hear back from you. It's that important.
Kathy? What is this about? We have done nothing to cause a lawsuit.
It's about Lydia. I heard that her illness has been cured.
So what?
Well, can you imagine our surprise? We saw Lydia being interviewed on TV about her overcoming her illness and being admitted into a really prestigious university. Why didn't you tell us that she was all better?
I didn't think that was necessary. We went through a proper process and officially adopted her as our daughter. And we agreed not to bother with any of you ever again. So why would we tell you about anything?
I don't think you understand. Rebecca is the one who gave birth to Lydia. She only let her go because of the illness. Of course she has a mother's right to know if Lydia is cured.
A mother who abandons her child just because she's sick has no right to know anything.
You realize that you've never given birth to any child, right? You think these 10 years suddenly make you her mother now? You are so pathetic. Lydia is Rebecca's child, no matter how hard you deny it. Anyways, you can bring her back to us now.
I have been raising Lydia for longer than Rebecca did. I'm confident that I'm thinking about what's best for her more than you guys ever could. You're dreaming if you think I would ever give her back to you people.
You have to understand that it's a different story if Lydia is cured. She can come back to her real home and commute to school from there. Even Tom says that he doesn't mind providing for her if she's gifted. It would be better for Lydia to come back and be with her real family anyways. It's time for you to stop playing mother. We'll come get her sometime soon.
Enough is enough! What are you telling my mother?
What?
It's been a while. This is Lydia.
Oh, Lydia! Is that you? It's your grandma. How have you been?
You aren't my grandma. And Rebecca and Tom aren't my real parents. My only grandparents are my mom Naomi's parents. I don't even consider you guys my family anymore.
Lydia, don't be so cruel. We were heartbroken about losing you, you know. Your mom, Rebecca, really regrets it too.
She can regret it forever. I don't even care about any of this.
It must have been really hard for you to be raised by people who aren't your real parents. You can tell me the truth.
They gave me so much more love than my birth parents ever did.
I'm sure that's not true. We spent a lot of money on you since you were little.
Yeah, ever since I was in kindergarten, all the way through elementary school. I was so crazy busy studying at cram school to get good grades, and taking lessons in various things just to make you all proud.
Yes, and it was all for you.
No, it wasn't for me. It was all for your own egos. My current parents are the only people who ever cared about what I really want.
Oh, don't be so stubborn. If you come back, we can pay for your tuition, and we'll buy you anything you want. On top of that, your real father is saying he can help you get a good job using his connections. He works for a big company, so you'll be in good hands for sure.
I don't need any of that. I'm very happy with where I am right now. I know I will be miserable if I go back there.
Your little brother is here too, you know. He really wants to see his big sister.
I have no memory of him. My illness was found around the same time as he was born, so I wasn't even allowed to see him. I didn't have any interest in a brother I've never even met.
Lydia, you are gifted. You are promised to have a bright future if you come back to live with us here for sure. Anyways, why don't you come visit us at least once? Everyone is dying to see you.
No, thank you. I bet you have no idea how I felt when you guys abandoned me. I don't think people who so easily abandon their child just because the child gets sick are even human. I am here today happy and healthy, all thanks to my current parents. And I can swear that it has nothing to do with you at all. Don't ever contact my mother like this ever again.
Hey, Lydia, please. To tell you the truth, we are thinking that you could be our heiress. Your brother isn't really smart enough to carry our family name on as the heir.
Lydia doesn't want to talk to you anymore. And I have nothing to say to you either, so excuse myself here.
Wait, Naomi, please talk to Lydia. She will listen to you, won't she? Please tell her to come home.
I respect her decision, and I will never say anything to deny her feelings otherwise.
Don't you feel sorry for Rebecca? Her own child was taken away by you.
What? I've never felt sorry for her like that. If anything, I feel sorry that she's horrible enough to abandon her child the way she did.
She was way beyond her capacity back then.
Even so, she doesn't even contact us until now, when Lydia's all better. And we made a promise that we won't contact you. At least until Lydia asks to see you guys. But I don't think that's what she wants right now. So, will you excuse us?
You and Lydia have no blood connection, you know.
So what?
Isn't it hard to hide the fact that you are not her actual mother? It's best for Lydia to be with her real family. Please, let me talk to my beloved granddaughter again. I've been regretting the whole situation ever since we let her go. I really regret making the decision we did.
I can proudly say that I'm her mother. It doesn't matter what you say. She is our daughter. No matter what happens. She's always going to be our precious daughter, and we'll never let her go. We have been ignoring them since then, and we went back to living our normal life. You'd think it would be easier if we were to block their contact, but we want to make sure that Lydia has a way to reach them in case she ever decides she wants to talk to them. Just in case she ever changes her mind. She doesn't seem interested to talk to them right now, but I want to keep their contact details for at least a little while longer, just in case. And they tried to fight us legally, but she's already our adopted child officially, so they weren't successful. And she's already 18 to begin with, so she can make her own decisions on where she wants to be. So we plan on letting her stay here as long as she wants. I heard that her little brother turned out to be a very problematic 10-year-old as a result of everyone spoiling him recklessly. Apparently, he's very selfish and doesn't listen to what anybody says. But to be fair, he's still only 10. I would think it's too early to give up on him as an heir. But they are the type to abandon a child just because she's sick, so I guess they are worried about the future. I'm sure they just want Lydia back so they can brag about having a gifted child as their next heiress. I will never let such people have Lydia ever. Not that they have anything to do with us anymore. In any case, we will always protect Lydia as a family and nurture and support the growth of our precious daughter towards a bright future.
I'm really sorry about today. Things got delayed due to some urgent stuff at the office, and I couldn't make it when we originally planned. I caused your parents a real inconvenience, too. Will you tell them I'm sorry?
Don't worry about it. It's fine. I know how hectic things are at work for you right now. The fact that you went out of your way to take any time to spend with us at all means a lot to us.
Thanks, Anna. I'm relieved to hear it. It's good of you to say that, but still, can you believe we're this close to the wedding? I only just met your parents. It's pretty crazy. It's true, things are intense at work right now, but still, I think it was pretty sloppy of me to not somehow find time to meet them earlier.
It's cool, Jeff. Really. I told you. My mom and dad understand. I don't know what kind of overbearing tyrants you think they are, but they're actually super chill. I told them about you a long time ago, just after we started dating. You might only have just met them, but they know practically everything there is to know about you. They said it was a privilege to meet you today.
Then there's our mammoth age gap. I know this might sound weird coming from me, but surely there's no way you're not gonna be at least a little apprehensive about their 22-year-old daughter marrying an old man like me.
Oh, stop it, Jeff. You're not an old man. Sure, you're no spring chicken, but you're only a slightly old man at worst. Besides, I don't care in the slightest. I love you for you, not some number, and my parents understand and respect that. They might have been nervous at first, but they're not now that they met you. The age gap isn't the only thing they were nervous about.
Really? What else?
Really? Well, you see, you work for a major global company that's always on commercials on TV, right? Not only that, but you're a top executive. My parents were surprised I managed to bag myself such a high-spec guy.
Believe me, I was way more nervous than they were.
Wow, really? You looked super confident to me.
Think about it, both of you barons are in their early 50s, right? I'm almost the same age as them. It took some bravery to ask them to give me their daughter's hand in marriage. I can tell you that for sure.
I guess that makes sense. Anyway, the bottom line is, it went swimmingly. I'm so relieved we finally got it out of the way. Now all that's left is to wait for the wedding day.
Not long left now. At the beginning of next month, we'll be husband and wife.
Yup, I can't wait. But are you sure you don't mind? I noticed you didn't invite any of your coworkers. Is that okay? I hope you're not holding back on mine or my family's behalf.
Didn't I tell you before? You're the most important thing in the world to me, and our wedding day is gonna be the most important day of my life. I couldn't bring myself to taint it with the presence of my coworkers.
I get that. I'm more thinking with regards to your position at work. Won't your coworkers be offended?
The people in my line of work aren't the kind of people to get offended by such trivialities. My position at work is predicated on nothing but my ability to do my job efficiently and effectively, which I'm damn good at if I say so myself.
Sure, from your perspective maybe, but I can't deny I'm worried.
It's fine, really. Besides, you do know you're about to commit to spending your entire life with me, right? You should be way more worried about that. This is the most important day of our lives we're talking about here, babe. Surely you don't want to spend it surrounded by crusty, pompous old corporate taps. If I started inviting people from work, the church would end up looking like an old folks' home.
Good point. I probably would be a little nervous surrounded by all those bigwigs.
Right? That's why the guest roster is fine just the way it is. All of your friends are coming, and that's enough for me. So unless you do want to turn the church into an old people's home, or our wedding day into a corporate meeting, things are A-okay just as they are.
Thanks so much for thinking of me, Jeff. It means a lot. I'll promise I'll do my best. To be the wife you deserve, and I'll never embarrass you.
It means a lot that you'd say that, babe. But don't overdo it. Me and you are a team. I want you to go at your own pace, and I want you to know that you can always speak to me if you're struggling with anything.
Okay, thanks, sweetie. Sorry to keep talking so late at night. You have work in the morning, right?
Don't be silly, I'm your husband. We're bound to keep each other awake far later than this. You're right, though. I do have work tomorrow, and I should really start winding down for bed. I'm gonna head off now.
Okay, good night, sweetie. I hope you have a good day at work tomorrow. Jeff, where are you right now? Why aren't you at the church? The reception's about to start. Did something happen? Are you okay?
You must be Jeff's fiancé.
Huh? Jeff, what are you talking about?
Sorry, honey, I'm not Jeff. I'm the wife of the man whose phone this is. My husband will not be marrying you. I'm so sorry to trouble you, but you need to cancel today's wedding.
Huh? His wife? Cancel the wedding? What the hell is going on here?
My name is Teresa, and I'm Jeff's wife. It seems like my husband has some apologizing to do.
I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. Is this some kind of prank? You wouldn't do that, would you? Is this really Jeff's wife?
Yes, it really is. I'm speaking to you from his phone right now. Your name's Anna, right? I'm so sorry for my husband's selfish, despicable behavior. There's no excusing what he's done, and you didn't deserve to be treated like this. Rest assured, I'll see to it that he takes all responsibility for the cancellation of the wedding.
Please just wait a sec. Even if you apologize.
I'm still not exactly sure what it is you're apologizing for. I understand this is a lot to take in, and I don't expect you to settle for a mere apology, which is why I'd like to give you some compensation. I'd really appreciate if we could settle this out of court. Is that alright with you, Anna?
Is it alright with me? I don't even... Just hold on a second. I get that you say you're Jeff's wife. But how can you leap straight from that to offering to pay me compensation without even explaining what's going on? I had no idea Jeff was married. And if I'm honest, I find it a little hard to believe.
Well, he is, which is why I'm telling you I'd like to give you some compensation by way apology for his behavior. So please, forget about him. I know this must be upsetting for you, but as far as I can see, this is our best option. Let's make the best out of a bad situation, shall we?
You're just talking at me. Give Jeff the phone. I can't accept that I'll never see my husband again without even understanding why.
I'm afraid I can't put you onto my husband right now. If you won't accept the money without an explanation of what happened, I can give you a simple one. Will that satisfy you?
Will it satisfy me? You do know I was supposed to be getting married today? If you're seriously telling me I can't speak to my fiancé, then I won't listen to a word you say.
You're not the only victim here, you know. My husband cheated on me. I don't exactly feel like having an in-depth conversation with his lover. Surely you can understand why I feel that way.
I mean, sure, I do, but...
That said, I do also understand how you feel, which is why I'm willing to give you an opportunity to speak to Jeff. I'll arrange a meeting in a couple of days.
Really?
Yes, of course. I know you may feel you have no reason to trust me, but I want you to know that you can. As painful as this is, I want you to remember that we're not enemies.
Okay, got it. But make no mistake, that doesn't mean I accept what's going on here. I have to ask you, Teresa, how the hell did this happen?
It's actually very simple. My husband cheated on me with you because things weren't going well between us. That's all there is to it.
That's it? How can you say that? We're engaged and I just arrived at the church for the wedding. He met my parents, for crying out loud.
I know all that, and I can only apologize. It seems like my husband genuinely did intend to divorce me so he could marry you. It was when I found out about what he was doing behind my back that things came to a head. I can only apologize for not letting you know sooner.
If everything you just said is true, why the hell is he with you and not here at the church marrying me?
While having a heart-to-heart about the prospect of divorcing, I felt our old flame being rekindled, and we decided to give our marriage one last shot. This might sound mean, but I'm very grateful to you for that.
Grateful? Are you making fun of me?
I'm not making fun of you at all. To the contrary, I really am tremendously grateful. Me and Jeff have been married for 10 years, but we've never had a conversation as direct, as candid as this. It might sound crazy after everything that's happened, but thanks to you, we were finally able to repair our damaged relationship. And I feel like we're closer than ever now. That's partly why I want to pay you compensation, by way of thanks.
Stop screwing around! This is ridiculous, and I won't accept it. Have you even heard what you're saying? Are you telling me that my engagement, my wedding day, and all the hopes I had pinned on our future together are nothing more than the result of a marital dispute?
Look, you're probably gonna hate me for saying this, but no matter what you've allowed yourself to believe, there was no chance you were ever actually going to marry my husband. You should just be grateful for the fact you were able to dream about having a future with a man like him at all, even if only temporarily.
Excuse me? What the hell is that supposed to mean?
My husband's a top executive at a major global company. You're nothing more than a lowly receptionist at some irrelevant small fry company that no one's ever heard of. If me and my husband weren't going through a rough patch, he would have never even looked at you twice, let alone ask you to marry him.
Wow, thanks for showing me your true colors, Theresa. Who do you think you are, speaking to me like that?
Whether you're offended or not, it's the truth. Look, Anna, I'm willing to be understanding here. I won't ask you to return any of the expensive presents he sent you while you two were dating. On top of that, as I've told you, I'm also willing to pay compensation. I think most people wouldn't be this generous and forthcoming given the circumstances. I'm making a lot of concessions here. If you insist on continuing to throw tantrums in spite of my best efforts, I'll have no choice.
Throw tantrums? What exactly do you mean by that? Do you think I'm being selfish?
Jeff is a married man. There's no denying his behavior has been unacceptable, and I'll be the last person to make any apologies for him. But the sooner this shameful scandal is swept under the rug, the better.
Wow. So mine and Jeff's relationship is nothing more than a shameful scandal?
Unlike you, my husband is highly respected, with a name and an image that took decades to cultivate, and which must be protected and maintained at all costs. Please consider and understand. You can speak about this in detail with him in a few days. I'll arrange a meeting soon, which I'll also be present for. Is that okay with you?
Fine. Do whatever you want.
Anna, I'm so sorry what happened today at the meeting. My wife completely lost it. She said all sorts of horrible things. You didn't deserve any of it. I'm so sorry for that, and I'm so sorry for everything I put you through.
Just forget it. We can put the lid on this whole horrible saga as soon as I have my money. I don't ever want to think about this again. Anyway, are you sure you have the permission to be speaking to me right now? Be careful, your wife might get angry with you.
It's okay. I told her I was gonna message you.
That's a surprise. Did she lose her temper?
Maybe she would normally, but right now she's more concerned about you telling people about what she did to you today. And she's willing to turn a blind eye to me talking to you if it means preventing that.
Interesting. I see she's just as cautious as ever.
Don't say it like that. She's only trying to protect me in the only way she knows how. Even still, there's no excuse for the things she said to you today. She behaved deplorably at what should have been a meeting to set things straight and clear the air, and I'm sorry for that. What she said was rude and sensitive and disrespectful.
Not really. It's just like your wife said, I'm nothing more than a naive little girl. And she's right. After all, me and you live in different worlds.
As well as that, the way she seemed to think she had license to yell obscenities at you and force you into settling out of court just because she's offering to pay a compensation was shameful. I'm sorry this whole discussion has gone ahead on our terms.
Don't sweat it, Jeff. Unlike me, you're highly respected and have a name and image that took decades to cultivate that must be protected and maintained at all costs. You're not a naive little girl like me. I get it. You're so many leagues above me, I should be grateful just to have had the opportunity to even dream about us being together. Marriage was nothing more than a fantasy, and I was naive and stupid to let myself believe otherwise. Knowing all of that, how could I object to settling things on your terms?
Come on, Anna, please, it wasn't like that. Me and you had something. Stop treating me like we're strangers all of a sudden.
Me and you? What exactly does that mean, Jeff? I was nothing more than a cheap fling to you.
No, that's not true. I was seriously thinking about marrying you. Surely you know you meant something to me. Surely you understand what we had isn't something that couldn't be faked.
Gross, give me a break. I want nothing to do with you ever again. Your wife will be pleased. She can have you all to herself now. I'm happy for us to settle this out of the court. Lord knows I don't have the strength to go before a judge. All I ask is that you leave me alone. I never want to hear from you again. I mean it.
Anna, please don't speak like that. Look, I behaved shamefully. There's no excusing what I did, I know that. The way I felt about you was real.
Real? Despite secretly having a wife the whole time? You've got some nerve.
I'm sorry, but I still love you, Anna. Even now. Please understand that.
That's funny. I heard you and your wife made up and decided to give things another shot. That doesn't feel like love from where I'm standing. Not from me, at least.
We may have reconciled, but only on the surface. All that woman cares about is my position in the company, my salary, and my reputation. Without those things, she'd be gone in a heartbeat. She hardly spoke to me at all today.
Wait, so what you're saying is that you guys divorced over your affair? It'd get out and turn into a huge scandal, which would mean your image in the eyes of the world would take a hit. Maybe even jeopardizing your position at the company. So instead of being true to yourself and honest about your feelings, you'd rather live a lie by staying in a loveless relationship with someone who only likes you for your wallet?
You put it bluntly, but yeah, I guess that more or less sums it up. Surely you understand it's not possible for me or Teresa to love each other in these circumstances. You're more important to me than she ever was, now and forever.
I see. Okay, well, so what? Why are you even telling me this? What do you want me to do?
Okay, babe, listen, and this is only a suggestion, but would you consider being my lover?
Excuse me? Your lover? Have you lost your mind?
I know I'm only repeating what you said here, but you're right. I do have a name and an image to protect, which means divorcing my wife over an affair is totally out of the question. Me and you continuing our relationship behind the scenes, however, is more than doable. That damn woman never had any interest in me to begin with.
Is that why you're asking me to be your lover? Don't screw around, Jeff! You wouldn't believe how close I am to blocking you right now.
Whoa, let's not do that. Please, babe, don't get mad with me. Please try to understand I'm in a difficult situation here. If we break things down, this is actually super simple. The way I see it, there are two problems here. One, the fact that I kept my marriage a secret from you. And two, the fact that as loveless and superficial as it is, I'm trapped in said marriage for a number of reasons. But now that you know everything, if we carry on seeing each other behind closed doors, those problems disappear. And I'll send you some money every month too. You'll never struggle financially as we're together, Anna. I promise you that.
You must be insane. Obviously, it's a no-brainer that your wife won't go along with this. But what about my parents? If you think I'm furious about how you abandoned me on my wedding day, you should have seen my parents' reaction. They're out for blood. You better hope you never run into them.
Like I just said, it's not a problem if we keep it secret. Sure, it might be difficult for us to meet at times, and it won't be anything like before, but I don't care. If I can be with you, I'm happy. I don't want to end things between us. You mean too much to me. Surely you feel the same. You want to be with me too, right? If you do, let's do it. I'm ready and willing to do whatever it takes to protect our love, you and me, babe.
Okay. If you put it that way, I'm ready too.
Really? Oh, I'm so pleased. I knew I could count on you to do the right thing. I knew you. I knew our love would pull through in the end. Thank you so much for giving me another chance, babe. You won't regret it. I can't wait to see you again.
Yep, I can't wait either. After everything that's happened, I'm fully committed to seeing this through to the very end. I hope you're committed to seeing it through to the end too, Jeff.
Hey, Anna, I just arrived at the meeting spot. How long before you get here?
Not long now. But first, I owe you an apology. I know it's unfair for me to call you away from your work for a covert meeting like this despite you being crazy busy.
Don't be silly, babe. I understand we have to do it this way so nobody finds out. Besides, it's a small price to pay if it means I can be with you.
Are you sure you don't mind? You were at the office and probably had a lot to do, right?
The company president wasn't at work today. Sneaking away every now and then is no big deal, really. I could always make up for the lost time another day. Plus, this will be the first time we actually meet since deciding to go ahead with this new style of relationship of ours. Because I've been so busy lately. I'm so excited to meet you. Slipping away when no one's there to notice me is nothing if it means I get to be reunited with the love of my life.
The company president said he's really looking forward to being reunited with you too.
Huh? The president?
Yeah, the president. You know, the guy who runs our company. You know, your boss. Can you imagine how shocked he must have been to find out one of his top executives would sneak away from the office for a seedy tryst with his lover? He said you were the last person he would have ever imagined doing something like this, and he wants to see you ASAP.
Whoa, hold on a sec. What? You're joking, right? Tell me it's a joke. Real funny, babe. You're just trying to shock me, right? This is all a big prank, isn't it? Good one. You can drop the act now. You've had your fun. Please.
Like I'd do something like that. If you don't believe me, how about I send you a pic of the two of us?
No, what the hell? Why would the president... wait, just hang on a sec. You and him don't even know each other, so what you're saying is impossible.
Oh dear, Jeff. You don't know, do you? My parents were in the same class as your president back in school. They were all friends back then, and have always kept in touch. They very kindly agreed to arrange for him to meet me.
They were? If that's the case, why didn't they mention it when I met them before the wedding?
It's hardly the kind of thing they go out of their way to tell you. Besides, it's not like it makes them special or anything. They were just in his class. So what?
Sure it doesn't. But why the hell are you with the president right now? He told me he had a lunch meeting today with the president of another company he's looking to go into business with.
A lie to lull you into a false sense of security, obviously.
Why would you do this?
To take revenge against you?
Revenge? What are you talking about? None of this makes sense. Look, I'm not gonna lie, the hiding my marriage from you for all that time was despicable, and I'll be sorry until the day I die. But I thought you forgave me.
Huh? Did I? That's funny. I don't remember forgiving you. I don't remember even saying anything that would make you think there was a chance I might forgive you. You seem to be making quite the misunderstanding.
But you said you'd be my lover.
You know, what surprises me the most is that after hiding the fact that you were married and cheated on your wife with me, after destroying all my hopes and dreams for the future and crushing me emotionally on what was supposed to be the happiest day of my life, you actually have the nerve to ask me to be your lover? Did you seriously think I was gonna forget everything you did to me and do what you wanted just so you could protect your precious image?
But you agreed to go along with it.
Like hell I did! It probably just sounded that way to you because you were thinking with that thing in your pants instead of your head. You creepy sex-obsessed old man. You're gross!
Creepy, sex-obsessed old man. You watch your damn mouth, Anna. Just because I acted wrongly in the past doesn't give you the right to speak to me like that. I'm old enough to be your dad. You should have more respect for your superiors. What disgraceful behavior.
You're the one who always made a big song and dance about the fact that we had an age gap. Admit it, you got off on it. You deceived me with a stupid pack of lies. Then you have the nerve to try and use your privileged financial position to stop me taking you to court by offering me a huge compensation packet? That's called a bribe. You and your wife are just as bad as each other. In a way, you're a perfect match. You should have thought twice before trying to make a fool out of me.
I wasn't, babe, I swear. Why did you have to go do this? I get that you're upset, but calling the president out was too far. You crossed the line here, Anna. You do realize I could lose my job over this.
Duh, why do you think I did it? You can hardly complain about losing everything and having your life ruined, when you did the exact same thing to me by treating me like a pawn to be used and manipulated for your twisted satisfaction like some mega maniacal narcissist.
It wasn't like that. I really liked you, babe. I mean, like present tense. But that's not the point right now. What the hell am I supposed to do? And like you, I'm very important. I have a position and a reputation to think about. The goings-on in my private life carry far more weight than those of a naive, insignificant little girl like you. The world is watching and it's not gonna be impressed. Oh my god, what have you done?
To quote my parents, whether a 22-year-old girl or a balding old man, no one's life is more valuable than another's.
Screw your parents. Do not lump me in with the likes of you. We are not the same.
You're such a charmer, Jeff. I don't know what I even saw in you. You're right, though. Let's face it, I've still got my whole life ahead of me. My life has a lot more value than someone who's about to lose everything. Their wife, their home, their job, oh, and not to forget their precious, squeaky clean reputation. Sorry, Jeff.
My wife? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about this cheap little fling of ours. You know, that I'm your lover. I told your wife everything.
Huh? What the heck did you go and do?
Oh yeah, that reminds me! You never told me that your wife just so happens to be best friends with the president's wife. I made sure to tell the president to let his wife know all about how you two joined forces to try and pay me off to keep my mouth shut. How you thought you could get away with it all because I was nothing more than a naive little girl. She's gonna know everything soon. Which means you're not only the one who's about to lose everything. You can both sink to the depths of despair together. Kinda romantic, huh?
You went to those lengths? Watch your endgame. Our lives are over because of you.
I already told you, didn't I? Revenge. You two are both just as selfish, manipulative, vain, and arrogant as each other. A match made in heaven. Now you can burn in hell together for all I care.
How could you do this? You're evil. I'm gonna lose everything. My job, my friends, everything. It's over. What am I supposed to do now?
Chill. Like I said, you won't be completely alone. Look on the bright side, you and your wife get to burn in hell together now. Thanks for your commitment, Jeff. I'm glad you saw this through to the end with me. Enjoy the rest of your lives together in disgrace and isolation. I hope things aren't awkward between you now. After that, Jeff's company president arrived at the secret meeting location and fired him on the spot, thus making him unemployed, his worst nightmare now a reality. Not only that, but his marriage fell apart, again. After his wife found out he'd lied to her once more when she read mine and his highly incriminating chat logs. All of Jeff's friendships and social connections revolved around his company due to him being a severe workaholic, which meant that when word of his true colors as a lying sleazebag spread, not a single ally or sympathizer remained. His partner in crime and fellow scumbag, aka his wife, was incensed by what he'd done, and now hates him even more than ever. He's all alone in this big, wide world, without a single person to call his friend. What happened to his wife, you ask? To put it simply, she lost everything, just like her husband. Her world fell apart shortly after her best friend, the president's wife, found out what she'd been up to behind the scenes. Despite hating each other's guts, they couldn't bring themselves to divorce. because they knew it would mean being even more alone than they already were. Faced with a dilemma, they decided to hit rock bottom together. They do say misery loves company. I shudder to imagine what the atmosphere inside that house must be like. If you ask me, I did actually think she'd divorce him, but Jeff being a massive workaholic means he's completely incapable of doing housework, and probably wouldn't be able to survive on his own. And his wife being his wife, having clung to nothing but her husband's social status for so long, must have also felt instinctually that she wouldn't make it without him. I guess they figured if they were going to hit rock bottom, they should do it together. Just as I predicted, the two of them plummeted down into the depths of hell because of their unparalleled hubris and selfishness. I hope the flames keep them nice and warm. Hey Kelsey, I heard you bought a new house. Apparently it's detached too. Get you, Missy.
Hi, Sally. It's been a while. That's right. It is detached, but it's nothing too fancy, really. It's not like it's new or anything.
I heard it's huge though. I'm so pleased for you. Sounds to me like you're all set to live the good life. I'm actually a little jealous.
Not at all. It was old and run down, so we got it way cheaper than the market price. It might look okay from the outside, but believe me, we had our work cut out with the renovations and repairs. I wouldn't go as far as calling it huge, though it is a lot more spacious than the old one. You know how much bigger they build them in the countryside?
But you renovated it, right? I bet it looks like a palace now. Renovating your own house seems to be all the rage lately. Just the other week, I heard about my friend's friend reforming his whole house. I've seen TV shows about it too. Just yesterday afternoon, I was watching one called Peeps Designs. Everyone's doing it.
Well, I guess you're not wrong. You do hear about it a lot now.
Anyway, enough beating around the bush. Are you gonna tell me or what? When's the big day? When are you moving in? When?
Next month.
That's really soon. I wish you'd have told me earlier. I am your mother-in-law, you know.
I did plan on telling you sooner. I've just been busy with all sorts of things, that's all. Sorry I kept you out of the loop all this time.
That lazy son of mine almost never gets in touch with me, you know. I get the feeling that if I didn't text and call him, we'd never speak. I sometimes wonder if he still holds what happened between us in the past against me.
Do you by any chance mean that time you and his dad stole the money from his scholarship when he was in college?
Aw, you know about that? Come on, dear. Stole is a bit drastic.
Yeah, I know. I don't think it's drastic at all. I heard all about how you gambled away his entire scholarship fund on the slots at the casino.
Oopsies. Weren't we just the naughtiest? Not just the casino either. My husband used his fair share on horse racing.
He had to work 2 jobs while studying for a master's in biochemistry because of what you guys did. He told me it was the hardest period of his life. He literally had no free time and was getting by on cup noodles, 3 hours of sleep a night, and ungodly amounts of coffee. As if that wasn't bad enough on its own, he said your dad took most of his wages too.
It was hardly our fault. We were going through a really difficult patch back then. Without Anthony's help, we would have never been able to keep up with the absurd repayments on our debts. Can you believe it's even legal for them to make us pay that much? I know it can't have been very easy for my son, but, well, whatever. It's ancient history now. What is family for if not helping each other out in a pinch?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe not getting them into pinches in the first place? Besides, Anthony ended up being the one responsible for the repayments on the scholarship money you stole. Not only that, but he had to bear all the burden by himself, and was threatened with expulsion from college if he didn't keep with them up. Is all of this true?
Yup, sure is. What of it? Are you surprised? It was his scholarship. Obviously, he was going to be the one who paid it back. And of course, there would be consequences if he didn't. Besides, it's not like we spent all of it. He had plenty left to use as he saw fit. It's an undeniable fact that some of it got spent on college stuff and living costs, you know. Books, stationery, food, and of the like. Of course he should pay it back. He signed the document, so he has a duty.
I just can't shake the feeling that his share of the burden was disproportionate with how much he actually got to spend on the stuff the scholarship was intended for in the first place.
What exactly is the problem here? It all worked out in the end. He's working for a major global company now, right? Not only that, but you're rich enough to be able to afford a huge detachable house in the countryside, so things can't be all that bad. A few measly repayments on his scholarship are hardly gonna break the bank. This is hardly as dramatic as you're making it out to be. Most importantly, he agreed to do it. It's not like we did anything behind his back.
I see.
Anyway, forget that. This is old news, and we have much more important matters to discuss. Which reminds me, there was something I wanted to talk to you about.
Something important?
Yes, very, very important. Me and my husband have decided to move in with you both in your new house. Which means we'll be seeing you next month, Kelsey, my dear.
Excuse me? Is my phone broken? Am I reading this right? You're moving in with us?
You certainly are. You didn't think you were gonna be able to buy a big luxurious house like that and not share it with your beloved in-laws, did you? Let's be real here, that place is far too big for just the two of you to live in. You'd be bored and lonely without us. It just so happens that me and my husband have been wanting to live in a big old house in the country for years now. It even has a yard, doesn't it? I'm so excited! I have all sorts of ornaments to decorate the lawn with. We couldn't believe it when we heard the news. The timing was so good anyone would think it was fate.
Whoa! Just slow down a second, Sally. You can't just invite yourself to live with me and Anthony all of a sudden. Have you even mentioned it to him yet? Because this is the first time I've heard of it.
Don't worry about him. He's always been a mommy's boy. He'll be over the moon when he finds out he's going to be able to see me every single day. He always was such a good, obedient child, and he's no different now.
But still, it's not fair of you to spring this on us like this. That house was supposed to be for me and him to live in. We do have circumstances of our own, you know. What makes you think we're in any position to accommodate you?
Circumstances? What kind of circumstances?
Anthony's suffering with an illness. We found out a couple of days ago. He has cancer.
What? Cancer?
To get hit with a bombshell like that right before moving into our new place. We haven't come to terms with it yet, and our heads are a mess. He hasn't started chemotherapy yet, but the doctors say things could get rough. We have a lot of preparing to do for the fight ahead. That's why we're simply not in any position to consider having you move in with us right now.
On the contrary, all the more reason for us to move in with you. Let me help you nurse him back to health. This just settles it. We absolutely have to come now. It's times like this that family needs to pull together to be there for one another.
No, it's fine, really. I can take care of things myself. The bottom line here is that we're in no position to take you in. Are you listening to me? It's not happening.
I'm listening to you, but have you heard yourself? What you're saying is ridiculous. Why would you put all that pressure on yourself when there's someone offering to help you? Who are you, super nurse? What if you get sick too? What good is a convalescent bedridden mess to my poor son? Even if I just stick to housework, the burden on you would be a damn sight easier to deal with. Picture it, it's the ideal situation. I deal with everything around the house while you focus solely on nursing my boy back to health.
Sure, it would be nice to be able to give him my undivided attention.
Right? I'm glad you're coming around to my way of thinking, sweetie. I always knew you had a good head on your shoulders. Leave it to me. Let's all live together as one big happy family.
Sally, what on earth is going on here? The house looks like a bomb site. I go out for one day and I come back to find the place looking like a hoarder's den?
Welcome home, sweetie. If you're back, why don't you be a dear and get to work on the housework right away? The kitchen's dirty.
How about you do something yourself for a change? Not only that, but you need to stop forcing Anthony to drive you places. He's going through the worst phase of the side effects right now. He's barely fit to walk around on his own, let alone drive the damn car.
But it was raining. What else was I supposed to do? You're a clever girl. I'm sure you understand I had no choice. It's impossible to get anywhere living in the middle of nowhere without the car. Why did you have to buy a house this far from civilization in the first place?
What does the location of our house have to do with you forcing your seriously ill son to chauffeur you around like you're a freaking aristocrat? Those are two completely different issues. You have to stop this.
I do wish you'd shut up already. You're like a broken record. If the thought of your husband driving the car is so unconscionable to you, why don't you take me out yourself? It's easy to talk, but are you willing to put your money where your mouth is?
Where exactly do you need to go so desperately? You don't even have a job.
I like going into town. We live in the middle of nowhere. There are nothing but farms and mountains for as far as the eye can see. I'd go senile sitting around the house all day. The only reason I get Anthony to take me places is because you're nowhere to be seen. He could rest more if you weren't so unavailable.
Why do you think I'm not available? I do have a job. You know my husband is in no fit to work, let alone drive a car. I'm working for both of us to make up for the hit we took with him, having to take time off work.
And we highly appreciate your efforts, sweetie. I assure you. That reminds me, I ran out of money again this week. Can I have another $400?
Excuse me? Wow, are you saying you spent the money I gave you already? I only gave it to you 3 days ago.
Oh, please, Kelsey, did you really expect that to last me more than 5 minutes? It was pocket change. I lost it all in the slots of the casino.
You blew the money I gave you to get on by the slots? Oh my god, Sally, has your husband been going to the casino with you too?
Who knows? He's probably walking around the streets with a can of beer in one hand and a cigarette in the other. I haven't seen him in 3 days. He's probably loitering in an alley somewhere making people uncomfortable for all I know.
I didn't want to have to say this to you, but you guys are spending too much money. I don't care if you're my in-laws. Wrong is wrong and this can't go on. We live together for crying out loud. Would it kill you to have a little more consideration for me and your son?
What's the problem? Are you saying me and my husband shouldn't have hobbies? If you're gonna be like that, I'll just ask Anthony instead. My darling boy. I know I can always count on him to look out for me. He'd go to the bank or rush out to find an ATM in a heartbeat if I asked him to.
Don't you dare! He's undergoing cancer treatment, damn it! He's fast asleep and you will not bother him. Fine, you win. I'll give you more money.
Excellent! I knew you'd see things my way before long. You're a smart cookie after all. Me and my husband are gonna need $400 each this time.
You're asking me for $800? There's no way I can afford that. You'll have to get by on half.
You greedy tightwad. Surely with the amount of hours you're working, a poxy $800 shouldn't be a big deal.
I have to draw the line somewhere. You're gonna gamble us out of this house if you keep this up.
What's the big deal? Just convince Anthony to retire early. He'll get a nice, juicy severance package, and our money worries will be a thing of the past.
No way! Anthony loves his job. He's looking forward to going back to work. It's a huge motivating force for him. And I don't think he'd have it in him to fight this cancer with the same level of determination without it. If he quits, who's to say he won't lose the will to fight the disease? And then what?
Stop being so selfish. It's time to face reality, Kelsey. My son is incapable of working as things stand, and that's not set to change anytime soon. How are new employees supposed to join the company with him clogging up the roster by being too stubborn to know when to leave? Leaving them hanging in the balance like that is unfair. It would be better for everyone if he just left.
Don't even say things like that. My husband is no quitter. He isn't giving up, and I won't give up on him. He will absolutely go back to work. I've never been more sure of anything in my life.
Oh, to be young. One day, when you grow up, you'll realize blind faith never gets you anywhere. It's time to stop being so naive and childish and accept the harsh realities of life. Kelsey, I'm going for a few drinkies with the girls before I come home this evening. I won't be needing any supper.
I see. In that case, I won't be able to come and pick you up. Please make your own way back in a taxi or get a lift from a friend.
Huh? Are you joking? It's your day off work today. Are you telling me you'd rather laze around on your butt eating potato chips than give your elderly mother a lift home?
I'm busy. Anthony's funeral might be out of the way now, but I still have tons of stuff to take care of.
Ah, yes, the funeral. I was blown away by how big the turnout was. I had no idea he was loved and respected by so many people. He was always so shy and introverted. It's hard to imagine him having that many friends.
Everyone loved Anthony because of how kind he was. He was a good man who would do anything for anyone.
Yes, my Anthony was 1 in a million. It's just a shame he left us so young.
Right.
Anyway, the funeral's over now. So we really should get around to dealing with his belongings. Most of them are going to have to go in the trash, of course.
Why? What's the rush? Can't we at least wait until it doesn't all feel so raw? He's barely been in the ground 5 minutes and you're talking about tossing his things in the trash?
Why wait? It's going to happen eventually, so we may as well do it now. We need to clear out the room he spent his final weeks laid up in bed in. I want to turn it into my own personal hobby parlor.
We're not clearing out his things.
Why not? It's not like we're gonna use them anymore. Besides, this is not your decision to make. I make the rules from now on. Me and you are strangers now, and strangers aren't welcome in my home.
Wow, what's that supposed to mean?
It's exactly what it sounds like. Without my son here, you're nothing more than a stranger, no different to someone I'd pass by on the street.
Are you trying to kick me out of the house?
Bingo! I knew you'd get it eventually. Well done, sweetie. Think about it. Me and you aren't related by blood. I tolerated you when my son was around for his sake. But there's no reason for us to carry on living together now. This house rightfully belongs to me and my husband as a memento of my son. You're trespassing, so get out.
Wow, so that's what you really think of me, huh? I see. You know what? You're right. Strangers don't have any right to live in other people's house. I'll make the necessary moving preparations immediately.
You always did have a knack for understanding things quickly. Thank you, honey. I'm so pleased you didn't make this any harder than it needs to be. Make it quick.
Understood. I agree. The quicker we get this over with, the better. Okay, that settles in. I want you and your husband out of this house by tomorrow.
Excuse me? Me and my husband leave? What are you talking about? You know, dear, anyone would think you're trying to get rid of us. The only one leaving this house is you.
That's where you're wrong. You and your husband are the ones who'll be leaving.
I've never heard anything more preposterous in my life. Are you trying to make me die of laughter? My son bought this house. It's only natural that it goes to his parents.
Are you just trying to get a rise out of me? Or do you actually believe that? I was Anthony's wife, which means I'm first in line to inherit his assets. I'm the owner of this house. I want you to know that I had no intention of doing this before you tried booting me out. But you forced my hand. I want you and your husband gone by tomorrow evening, and that's final.
How could you? My son would be turning in his grave if he could hear you right now. He'd never allow this. He's the one who let us live here in the first place.
Well, Anthony's gone, which means I no longer have to tolerate your selfish shenanigans or walk on eggshells around you for fear of causing a big row. From now on, when it comes to anything to do with this house, my word is law, and you will do what I say.
Why, you impertinent little upstart. You think you have the right to tell me what to do? I'm your mother-in-law. Show some respect. If you get cocky with me, it'll be the last thing you do. I promise you that, little girl.
You might not have realized this before because of how much I was holding back for Anthony's sake, but me and him are completely different. I have no intention of blindly obeying the irrational commands of a selfish, domineering control freak with delusions of grandeur. You have no authority over me, Sally.
But you did everything I told you up until now. Why are you giving me all this attitude all of a sudden?
Like I said, the only reason I was so obedient all this time was for my husband's sake. He was in a bad enough way as it was with the cancer and the chemotherapy. The last thing he needed was me and you at each other's throats all the time. He was bedridden for crying out loud. Think about that. How would you feel if you were gravely ill and surrounded by an atmosphere of conflict and hatred 24/7? I wasn't obeying you. I was merely tolerating you.
Does that mean it's okay to disrespect his wishes now just because he's gone?
I'm not disrespecting anything. The last thing Anthony would want is for me to be unhappy. And that's one thing that's guaranteed as long as you're around. Get out of this house as soon as possible. I'm prepared to take legal measures if you refuse.
Legal measures? Don't be so dramatic, dear.
If there's any doubt in your mind as to whom the rightful owner of this house is, then I'm willing to take the necessary steps to prove it to you once and for all. If there's a brain somewhere in that head of yours, you'll realize you don't have a leg to stand on and disappear from my life forever.
Come on, Kelsey. This is going too far and you know it.
The idea of lawyers and judges is so unpleasant to you, then I suggest you get out of this house because I'm 100% serious. We can do this the easy way or the hard way. Just know that one of them involves you going to court. Both scenarios involve you and your husband getting out of this house, so you may as well make it quick.
Ugh, fine. Look, if you do insist on kicking us out, can you at least give us more time? Tomorrow is too soon. It's just too soon. We need more time to get our things together and find somewhere else to go. Surely you're not evil enough to force your elderly in-laws to live on the streets.
Try me. Who knows? Maybe I really am that evil.
Look, Kelsey, I understand you're stressed, and based on what you said, I get the feeling that over a year's worth of stress, upset, and dissatisfaction are coming to the surface in one big violent eruption right now. I get it, I do. But if we have to leave, we need to make some preparations first. Please, can we have a little more time?
This is probably just a ploy. You think if you can drag out your stay a little longer, I'll calm down and change my mind, don't you? I'm beyond sick and tired of your lies. I was opposed to you moving in with us in the first place, but you sweet-talked me by promising to help with housework and looking after Anthony. That help never materialized, did it? To the contrary, you used the two of us as your personal slaves, butlers, and chauffeurs, paying no mind whatsoever to the fact that your own son was terminally ill. To think you actually forced your son, who was barely capable of walking, to drive you to your friend's house so you could eat cakes and drink coffee with your friends 3 times in the same week?
First things first, the only reason I couldn't help with looking after Anthony in the housework was because I've had a bad back lately. I wanted to help you more than anything. Truly I did, but I was in so much pain.
You were well enough to gamble on the slots at the casino all day. You should have been more than capable of lending us a helping hand every now and then. But no, it was nothing but excuses, excuses, and more excuses. You were the lady of the manor and we were your servants. I'm so fed up with you. Even this conversation is too much. Every message you send drains a little more of my energy. I want you out of my life.
Can't you see how dramatic you're being? Can we at least have more time? Please, let's just put the brakes on all of this for a little while longer. I'm begging you.
There will be no deferments. I've been deferring the whole time we lived together. I'm done putting up with your crap.
What the devil is going on? Why is all of our stuff piled up outside in the yard?
I told you yesterday, you were to be gone by tonight. Read through the chat logs if you're struggling. I also made it clear there would be no deferments.
Are you serious? You actually intend to kick us out onto the streets?
How many times do I have to tell you? I'm not as soft as Anthony was. Besides, you said it yourself. We're strangers, right?
Even so, that doesn't justify taking such extreme measures. You've crossed the line. My son would be so disappointed with you.
Nope, actually. I don't think you could be more wrong. In fact, this is actually what Anthony wanted. Everything that's happening right now is happening with his approval.
How the hell is that even possible? My son is dead.
He told me before he passed, of course. He apologized for the inhuman amounts of stress I had to endure as a result letting you two move in with us. He broke down and apologized profusely in floods of tears. Then he told me that he wanted me to cut all ties with you once he was gone.
Wait, what? There's no way my darling boy would ever say such a thing about his own mother.
To the contrary, he made it very clear. There is no doubt about it. He was racked with guilt and regret over letting you live with us and wanted to make up for it at all costs, which he still could. He even put it into writing. He must have known you wouldn't believe me and would try pulling every trick in the book to escape your fate.
No way. How could he do this? That boy used to do whatever I told him to.
Tell me, Sally, why do you think he did whatever you told you? Why do you think he went along with your absurd demands? Why do you think he tolerated your god-awful behavior for so long? Don't you think it's a little odd?
He didn't think the things I asked him to do were absurd. He was just a good boy with nothing but love and respect for his mother, plain and simple.
Interesting. How do you explain him calling you a toxic parent then? He was fully aware you were exploiting him. Plus, causing me stress and suffering was the last thing he wanted to do, which is why he did consider saying no and refusing to let you live with us.
Huh?
But he gave in and accepted it by the end. Why do you think that might be? I didn't understand it all the time. If my parents were as toxic as you, I'd have to cut them out of my life a long time ago. Sure, you might struggle to get by now. You're officially homeless. But that's not my problem.
Why, you ask? Why? Because my son was kind and caring. You and him couldn't have been any more different, you evil witch.
Bingo! No matter what selfish, manipulative scumbags you are, you were his parents and he loved you. But one thing's for sure, he was the only person on this planet who was capable of that. Your single protector and ally is now gone.
Are you going somewhere with this? What exactly is your point?
You're pretty dense, huh? My point is, there's not a single person left in the world who loves you and your waste of space husband. Let's face it, you don't even love each other, do you? You're nothing more than a pair of pathetic vermin huddling together out of fear of being alone.
What did you just... Vermin? How dare you?
Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you were always vermin.
Huh?
My husband told me everything. His childhood memories of you. He told me about how way back then, when your husband fell ill, you dropped everything to care for him around the clock. He told me about how you'd make up lunchboxes and take him for picnics, to the zoo or for scenic walks by the river. You took him anywhere and everywhere, and you stopped at nothing to make him happy, in spite of the illness.
My son told you all that?
But eventually you changed. You were around your rat of a husband for too long, and eventually you became vermin too. The only reason Anthony agreed to let you move in with us was because he remembered the good times. And he believed that somewhere, hidden away deep inside you, was the mom he used to know and love. He thought maybe you'd turn over a new leaf. I think he genuinely believed you when you said you were moving in to help out with the housework. And with looking after him. He accepted you with a heart full of hope.
Hope?
But that hope was smashed into tiny little pieces. You betrayed your son.
I betrayed him? What are you even saying? Surely you don't believe that.
There's an old candy tin in one of the boxes of your stuff out in the yard. Why didn't you take a look inside?
This dirty little tin? What is it?
It belonged to Anthony, but I have no need for it, so it's all yours.
I said, what is it?
Inside that tin is an origami gold medal. Remember it? Remember that time he caught an awful cold and had to drop out of the school track in field event? He'd been training so hard and couldn't wait to compete. He was so down in the dumps about the whole thing. So you made him that origami gold medal to make him feel better.
Huh? This is that thing I made 30 years ago? He kept this the whole time?
That medal meant the world to him because it reminded him of his precious childhood memories with you. He loved you. No matter how much you exploited and manipulated him. No matter how many good times you betrayed him.
Oh my god. I had no idea he felt that way.
It's too late to regret what you did now. Anthony's gone and he's never coming back.
What else did he tell you? He told you all about his childhood memories, right? There must have been more. Tell me.
Oh, you're suddenly interested in your son now? I'm afraid I'm gonna have to say no. This has nothing to do with me.
Please, I'll apologize for everything if you tell me. I'm begging you.
The time of apologies has passed. There's no going back now. Anthony's gone. I hope you regret this. I hope the pain is unbearable, and I hope it tears away at your heart until the day you die. Now let me remind you one last time. This house is mine. Because I was the only one who gave your son the love he deserved. Not long after that, my father-in-law started causing a commotion outside the house, demanding I stop this nonsense at once and let them back in, but his wife soon shut him up. I can only think that what I said to her actually penetrated that big frosty wall around her heart. My mother-in-law, clutching that dirty old candy tin to her chest as if it was more important than life itself, took her husband and disappeared. I haven't heard from either of them ever since, and I heard through the grapevine that they ended up divorcing. It's been 2 years since I lost my husband now. I ran into his mom one time when I was laying some fresh flowers at his grave. As soon as she noticed me, she hung her head deep in shame and walked away, seeming to have none of the vigor or energy she was once so well known for. Something tells me she actually reflected on what she said, and used the whole tragedy as an opportunity to become a better human being. They do say every cloud has a silver lining. It's just a tragedy that the cost was so high. As for me, I'm still living in that same big old house in the country, surrounded by my cats and dogs, who I love and adore. We went through so much in this house, happiness and sadness, joy and misery, harmony and conflict. But strangely, the only things I remember vividly are the happy times me and Anthony shared together. That's why it'll always be an important place to me, and I intend to cherish and take good care of it for as long as I live.